Once a devotee asked Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi, people practicing meditation etc. are said to get new diseases at any rate. I feel some pain. This is stated to be the tests of God. Is this true? Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi said, there is no Bhagwan outside of you and no test is therefore instituted. What you believe as a test or as a new disease as a result of spiritual practices is really the strain that is now put upon your nerves, etc., by the five senses. The mind, which was hit hetero, operating through the nadis to sense external objects, and had thus maintained a link between itself and the organs of perception, etc., is now required to withdraw from the link, and this action of withdrawal may naturally cause strain, like a sprain attendant with pain. If you will continue your meditation, bestowing your soul thought on understanding yourself or self realization, all this will go. There is no greater remedy than this continuous yoga or union with God or Atma. Devotee asked, is solitude necessary for a jnani? Bhagwan said, one might be in the midst of the world and maintain serenity. Such a one is in solitude. Another may stay in lonely forests and be unable to control his mind. He can't be said to be in solitude. A man attached to desire cannot get solitude wherever he may be. A detached man is always in solitude. Even one who is working with detachment is working in solitude, and his work doesn't affect him. When work is performed with attachment, it is a shackle. Solitude is not enforced only, it can be had in the midst of worldly occupations. Once Maharishi noticed Mr. G sitting in his rocking chair and remarked, what cause for anxiety in such luxuries? If another will take that seat, the owner would not relish it. Is rocking really so pleasant? Is it a wasteful thought for pleasure? Shiva made over all his own possessions to Vishnu and wandered in the forest and wilderness and cemeteries and lived on food backed by him. In his view, non possession is higher in the scale of happiness than possessions of things. The higher happiness is to be free from anxieties. Possessions create anxieties, such as their safeguarding, their utilization. Non possession doesn't bring any anxieties in its train. Therefore, Shiva resigned everything to Vishnu and he himself went away happy. Divestment of possessions is the highest happiness. Bhagwan explained, during my trance related in self realization, I had a very clear experience. All of a sudden, a light came from one side, erasing the world vision in its course until it spread all around. Then the vision of the world was completely gone. I felt the muscular organ of the heart had stopped work. I could understand that the body was like a corpse, that the circulation of blood had stopped and the body became blue and motionless. Vasudeva Shastri embraced me. The body wept over my death, but I could not speak. All the time I was feeling that the heart center on the right was working as well as ever. This state continued 20 minutes. Then suddenly something shot out from the right to the left, resembling a rocket bursting in the air. The blood circulation recommenced and normal condition was restored. The heart is thus the center of the body. It can be felt in the absence of the body, but it is said to be a center because we have been accustomed to think that we remain in the body. In real fact, the body and all else are in the center only. In this experience, I was not, as stated in the book, unconscious but was all along aware. I could feel the action of the physical heart stop and equally the action of the heart center unimpaired. Devotee asked, the heart is said to be on the right, on the left, or in the center. With such differences of opinion, how are we to meditate on Hridayas? Bhagwan said, you know that you are, and it is a fact. Dhyana is by you, of you, and in you. It must go on where you are, it cannot be outside of you. So, you are the center of dhyana, and that is the heart. A location is, however, given to it only with reference to the body. Where are you? You are in the body and not out of it, yet not the whole body. Though you pervade the whole body, still you admit of a center where from all your thoughts starts and wherein they subside. Even when the limbs are amputated, you are still there, and with defective senses, you are still there. So, a center of consciousness must be admitted. That is called the heart. Heart is only another name for the self. The doubt arises only when you identify it with something tangible and physical. Heart is no conception, no object for meditation, but it is as the seat of meditation, the self and is alone. Devotee asks, is concentration a sadhana, spiritual practice? Bhagwan said, concentration is not thinking on more than one thing, it is putting off all other thoughts which obstruct the vision of our true nature. All our efforts are only directed to lifting the veil of ignorance. Now it appears difficult to quell the thoughts, whereas in the regenerate, refined state it will be found that it is more difficult to call in thoughts. Why should we think of things when there is the self alone? Thoughts can function only if there are objects. How can thoughts arise at all? Habit makes us believe that it is difficult to cease thinking. If the error is found, one would not be fool enough to exert oneself unnecessarily by way of thinking. Devotee asked, but the mind slips away from our control. Bhagwan said, be it so, do not think of it. When you recollect, bring it back and turn it inward. That is enough. No one succeeds without efforts. Mind control is not one's but pride. The successful few owe their success to their perseverance. Maharishi said to a bookworm, that which you seek is inside yourself. The books themselves are outside. Then why look in the wrong direction by studying them? Be that. Then devotee asked, what union does yoga mean? Bhagwan said, you are the seeker. Is the something with which union is sought about from you? You are already aware of self. Seek it out and it will expand to infinity. Be that. Devotee asked, is there any drug to promote meditation? Bhagwan said, no, because afterwards the taker of it would be unable to meditate without using it habitually. Devotee asked, how to meditate? Bhagwan said, all you need learn is to just close your eyes and turn inwards. Hari Om Tat Sat.